right, let's get started. If you're here to see how to tie this jig right here, the Fish Finder Jig on VMC Sleek Jig Head, the 1/8 size, the one I have here in the vise, VMC Sleek 1/8 ounce. You're in the right place. Let's get started. Let's get the thread on the hook. For the beginners out there, just put it on there and start wrapping over itself while you're pulling some tension on the tag here. Cut that off. Whoop, you saw my materials go flying there. All right, I got all my materials organized, so if you haven't learned how to do that yet, this is your first video in the Fish Finder Jig series. Definitely make sure you check out the materials video and tools so you can just jump right in, and we're going to go pretty quickly today to keep the video length down. I'll tell you a little story along the way, hopefully along the way. Put the wire in there. We got some black wire, medium wire. Whoops. Just lay that against the hook. We've got that tied in right down to where we're in line with the barb. Come back up over that. You can see we have the keeper barb on the jig pinched down. We should use that with rubber plastics. We're just pinching that down today because we're making a hair jig. The ultimate finesse hair jig. All right, we're going to go next material, the diamond braid. Hopefully you guys are tying these at home. I want to hear what color diamond braid you guys are using. I know not everyone's using the copper. There's so many colors out there. I'll probably start using some different ones. Shimmering kind of blue color for the body or something like that. Light green. All right, there we go. You just pinch down with the thread. I had a couple tries at it right there. Wind it in tight. Move your thread right up to where we're going to finish up here by the jig head. Okay, so we got to go back a little bit there to start. So there we go. About even with the jig, or even with the hook barb. Start going forward. For those of you who have the non-rotary vise, this is how I do it. I have the rotary one. I still do it the old-fashioned way. Just get a little body on there. Most of that's going to kind of get covered up, at least the top half. Cut that off. There we go. We don't want to build up too much in here in the head, so we can tie off and finish. Have a nice collar. So, all right, we're going to move back just a smidge. Just a smidge, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Wanted to tie the black one for you, but I realized I ran out of black rabbit. The ones on the 1/8, they're tied on the regular or 1/8 Zonker strip. So I ran out of black, so we're doing this one with olive. This one's pretty sweet, but again, it's the 1/8. So I have that trimmed to a point. Very important. Just kind of make it, neaten it up there. Pinch the leather, come back to the head, boom, tail, give it a smidge longer, wet the fingers, open it up right there, get it set, come down on it twice with a nice wrap. Tail might be a little bit longer than we wanted. We'll probably trim it at the end, which is always fine. Just a tiny bit. We lay it up against the other ones. It's because we gave it some extra room here. That'll be a little bit better. So get that tied in front and back. Lay it on there. You know, wet it with your fingers so you can get in there and do a nice, neat tie down. Tie that down. Yeah, it's a little bit longer, not too much, just a smidge. So then you'll come in, straighten out the mohawk like this. Get it nice and fluffed up. Maybe wet it a little bit so it's easier to work with. Then grab your wire. Open up a hole there that's right in line with it. Boom, straight over the back. Keep it straight over the back, nice and tight. Come up to the next spot, not too much, just a little bit. Work your way up, straight over the back. Come around next one. Boom, straight over the back. So this is kind of the ultimate finesse jig, right? We're not doing too much material. We're just doing enough to make some movement and some color and some flash. You don't want to bulk it up too much. So there we are. We basically wrapped all the way to the front of the rabbit, nice and neatly, evenly spaced. Wrap that up another wrap or two because we have the room on this one. Pin it down really good because we're going to helicopter off that medium wire. It's a little bit rugged. Helicopter that off. Boom, done. So now we have some room to put in some marabou. Playing with my marabous, you know, you might have put in 2 of these or like, you know, 1.5 just to get the coverage you want on these bigger flies compared to the 1/16. So again, I just get in there somewhere where I feel like these hackles are long enough to be putting on there. You know, they're not too long. So when they come back to somewhere in here, and I have tail sticking out. So it gives you that tail body appearance with the lateral line and the flash we're going to add. So sometimes you can do it with 1, sometimes the feathers and the bigger jigs we're going to tie on. Sometimes you need 2, maybe 1.5, but too much, it just gets wet and gloms on, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for that ultra kind of just slow, and you're not even moving the rod. It's just these feathers are moving. So we made a mistake there. We got to go back. Forgot a step, but we'll still put that in there. What step did we forget? We forgot the red gills, the most important part sometimes. We're going to put that in there like that. Boom. Pinch down on it twice. Kind of neaten it up. Look at where it is. Pull it back just a smidge. We want it just touching the hook tip. Somewhere right in there, just past the hook tip. Lock it down good. Lock it down in front. Get rid of that excess there. It looks pretty good. Now we can turn this back over. Back to where we were. Here's our feather. Now we just have a tiny little landing pad. Okay, we're going to go for it. We're going to put that tiny little piece back in there. You see that? We made our mistake. We're going to get everything out of the way. We're going to put that tiny piece back in there. Nothing in the way. No big deal. This one little piece wants to get in the way. I'm going to grab onto it and we're going to lock it down right. Whoops. Don't want to grab any red. Right back to where we had it. Pray that we got that. Like I said, we might have to do 2 because this is a bigger fly. There's the end we're going to grab onto. Get everything out of the way. Perfect. Now we're going to grab onto our end, the main fiber, start wrapping. These feathers that are barred seem to be a little bit sparser than the unbarred. That's another reason why you might do 2. We probably will. But I just want it sparse. Less is more in this business. This might be enough. Go right to there. Tie that in. Boom. Right in front. We'll probably do one more because we have some room just to do it. You could do another color if that was something you wanted to do. See, I have some other shorter ones here. This one will work because it's only going to work on like a 1/16 fly, something a little smaller, or just a front wrap and a half on this one. So just to make it a little bit fuller, we'll do the same thing. We'll come in right here, we'll put our little tag on top, come over it, clip it out. You know, we prepared the feather just like I showed you in the video, so I'm all ready to go. I can just pick them up off the table. This one needed another wrap and a half, just about that much to bring it up and make it look just about right. We'll come in and tie that off. I always like to just shake it and fluff its way through so we don't grab too many of them. Pin them down, get one in there like that. And then another one. And then we can pull it back and get in front. There you go. I'm gonna get in there and just get the stalk. Pull that out. Lock that down just a little bit more. Get our bodkin out. And just maybe do some double checking in there. Looks pretty good right there. Double checking. No, I don't see too many or any that are clogged up. Okay, good. So the feather I used there, this is the olive one, but it's the Montana Fly Company, the barred marabou. Dig through the pack and pick them out and clean them up and make them look, so you know which ones to use for what size fly. Make them look nice, and so you can kind of see them on the fly before you tie them on there. So this is a nice 1/8. It's got a nice full body to it. We're going to put the lateral line on it next. Of course, with the flash blue. Okay, here's the brown I used. The brown barred. So there's the flash blue, a couple 3 strands, maybe 4. You know, we'll do the far side first. Like to wet it down just to get it in there, go past where I'm going to go, hold it down, right solid across the center of it. Come in, tie it down. You know, then I just like to make sure it's tied down in there by just coming across and not clipping it usually on the other side. It does sometimes make it not land in the right place. So you got to take a little extra effort to make sure you get it tied in on the middle of the body before you pull it back. And then pull them all back. So they're all going back like a lateral line, and lock them down. They're locked down, so then we're going to pull them up like this, pull all the feathers away from them. You know, and just a smidgy past the edge of the feathers is where we want to be. Boom. There it is. It's done. 14 minutes. We're going to just wet our fingers, push that back so we don't have any problems when we do this. Whip finish. Make the hook into the hook, around the bottom, up. Then we spin it into a triangle. Lost it. Hook, bottom, spin it into a triangle. Lay that triangle down on the collar. Spool out some thread and twist. Just around the head there. Boom. Pop out the bottom. Send the hook up. Push it out and tighten that knot. You'll feel it kind of cinch. Do another one. Same thing. Let's do that again. Hook to the bottom. Slot, make the triangle, lay the triangle down, wrap. You'll see it making a knot. You'll feel it's making a knot. Boom. Push. Done. Head cement if you want it. There we go. We'll trim that tail if we need to. Fish Finder Jig on the VMC Sleek with the barred brown or tan, the olive tail. Let me know if you catch one on yours. Catch you next time.